Visit your typical model railway club on any given night and you can expect to find club members working on a handful of layouts in various states of completion. Now imagine not 2, not 3, but hundreds of layouts all joined together to form one gigantic layout, stretching up to over a quarter of a mile in some cases, where trains are run to strict timetables and the clock is king. Welcome to extreme model railwaying. Welcome to Fremo. Join me as I explore the exciting world of model railways with behind-the-scenes features, step-by-step tutorials, interviews, videos, reviews and much, much more. I'm Dawn Quest and this is Model Railway Quest. Now, if you like playing trains, then I'm pretty sure you'll love Fremo. Fremo stands for Freundeskreis Europäischer Modelbahner, or Friendship of European Modellers. It's not a model railway club, it's not even a group. It's more of a collaboration of like-minded model railway enthusiasts, all intent on one thing: running model trains as close to the prototypical versions as possible. I can only describe it as being like some huge immersive train driving roleplay game. Fremo now has over 2,400 members from more than 70 countries, and the numbers are growing steadily. There are currently 100 Fremo meetings all over Europe every year, but you can't just rock up to a Fremo meeting, oh no. You either have to be a member or have an invitation, and luckily for me, I have one of those. I've been invited to visit a Fremo meeting in Rodgau, just outside of Frankfurt, to see it for myself. But first, I have to get there. And by I mean we, because Grumpy has offered to take us there himself. So it's early morning here at the airfield. Grumpy's off preparing the plane, whatever that means. He's going to be flying us first to Southend to clear customs, and then we're going on to Frankfurt itself. Why are we taking Grumpy's plane? I know, all very exciting. Well, Grumpy worked out that by the time he paid for plane tickets, baggage allowance, parking at the airport, petrol, and of course, transport from Frankfurt Airport, and then of course add on those overpriced breakfasts at Wetherspoons at Stansted Airport, he thought it would be cheaper if we took his plane. Now we're going to be going in, apparently it's a Cessna, and he part owns this with his mate Dave from down the pub. So he should be here any minute. We'll just wait and see. Grumpy refers to his aircraft as a Reims Classic, which is his way of disguising that we're actually flying in a 55-year-old single-engine four-seater over the English Channel. Our route today will have Grumpy flying us south to clear customs at Southend and to don our life jackets. Grumpy, why does it say property of Gulf Air on the life jackets? It's time for takeoff, and we now have a 430 nautical mile trip with a quick refuelling stop on the Dutch-Belgian border. It wasn't long before we were over the coast of Belgium, all going well so far, and the view was spectacular. Belgium has some stunning beaches, and I recently found out that there's a tram line that takes you along the entire coast from the French border right up to Holland. I'm thinking that would be a really nice film, so post in the comments if you'd like us to make that video. All was going as well as could be expected, until... So, after a 5-hour flight in what I can only describe as a tin can with wings, 2 fuel stops, we finally arrived. Now, I can accept if I was to fly with a commercial, let's say Irish, well-known airline, I'd fly from Stansted to Frankfurt and I'd be about 80 miles from the city centre. But no, I flew with Grumpy Airlines. And where did I end up? I'll tell you where. Amsterdam. And why? Why did we end up in Amsterdam, Grumpy?
Because I admit, on the second fuel stop, I didn't realise it was a Sunday and I didn't have any fuel, so I had to leave the plane there. Sorry about that, Dawn. Sorry.
Okay. Looks like we're going to have to get another train then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll pick up the plane in a couple of days. But
you do that.
I'll tell you what, I'll even pay half your fare.
So there was nothing left for it but to board a train and take the 3.5-hour journey to Frankfurt. What? By the time we arrived, it was already late, So after an overnight stay in a hotel near the station, not to be recommended by the way, it was an early start the next morning to catch the train from Frankfurt to Rodgau. By the time we arrived at the Dudenhofen Community Centre, everyone was already hard at work setting up. And as we were soon to find out, this was perhaps the busiest part of the whole weekend. I was met by Jens, who'd kindly organised our invitation.
Jens, vielen Dank für die Einladung. Erzähl mir von Fremo.
Well, Fremo is about model railroading together. And it's all about running trains together. And I always say it's like a train simulation with hardware.
Oh, so you speak English. That's great, because my German isn't quite so good. So in England, if somebody's interested in looking at model railways, they can go along to a club night, they can go to a model railway show, they can go to an open day. There's so much for them to see, which is fantastic. And I always think that's a really wonderful thing about the UK. You know, you get to see all these great exhibitions and all these model railways and locos and trains. It's just fantastic. I really, really, really love it, and just wonderful. And but here at Fremo, if somebody wants to come along, they could just pop along, yeah?
Nein.
It wasn't long before Jens set me to work, not before giving us our own badges for easy identification. Every Fremo member attending a meeting brings their own module, which is usually between 50 centimetres and 1 metre long. It can feature anything on it, but the gauge is set by the meeting group. In this case, as with most European Fremo meetings, the gauge is HO. But wait a minute, there is a breakout group here, modelling of all things, double O. Ach du meine Güte! As you'd imagine, fitting all the modules together could pose something of a problem, so every module has to have a standardised end or faceplate. But what happens if Rudi or Hans has miscalculated their dimensions and they don't fit?
So Jens, just explain to me what you're doing now.
Well, we just did a dry run, so we put together the segments and pieces of 3 and 4 and put them together and see how we turn out over there. And we saw that we are not parallel as planned. So we are introducing that little, we call it piece of cake, Torte, that's the German word for piece of cake. So we introduced that here to correct the angle and hope that we will be matching the plan again on the other side. Okay, now we put the other segments back onto it and see how we will turn out.
Shall I give a hand?
Yes, please. Anton, sagst du an?
Deine Seite zu mir.
Nach außen?
Passt? Ja.
Immer noch nicht verbinden, fertig. Ist orange Shirt oder
And
blaues
that's
Shirt?
exactly how they do it. It's a
Okay.
piece of cake.
Did someone say cake?
Not that kind, Grumpy. It's not just connecting the layouts that's an issue. Certain logistics have to be navigated, like doors. They make it look so easy. Just a few final checks to make before they're almost ready to go. And there's quite a layout to navigate, so let's go take a quick tour.
So I'm a newbie here, so I thought it would be a good idea to walk the line first. So come with me. It goes on a bit. Still with me? Elienthal, which looks like the end of the line, but no, we now have to do the branch line. So everybody's been incredibly busy getting set up, and now we're almost ready to go. This clock here is running 4 times faster than a normal clock. When it reaches 4:30, then it's going to be all systems go. We're just waiting for the signal. Uhr läuft. I'm off.
While we were expecting to see a flurry of activity, with trains running everywhere all at once, it was all remarkably quiet. And that's because everyone is running to a strict timetable, with some trains waiting at stations for close to half an hour. Here at a Fremo meeting, the clock rules everything. Everything must run on time. Ironically, I've found not like real trains in Germany at all. As I said, Fremo members operate trains as closely as possible to their real-life counterparts. Each station along the layout has a station master who handles the phone and keeps in contact with the other station masters. Operators are assigned a loco and a timetable, telling them which train they're running, where to start, the route to take and which wagons to pick up or drop off. Each wagon comes with its own waybill, stating its number, cargo and destination, which is where things can get tricky if you don't pay attention.
I told you earlier, I'm running a big station
Yes.
with a big shunting yard. And if the trains arrive with the orders completely,
Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't
that's annoying.
Yeah.
More on that later. Operators are also given one of these, a handheld controller to plug in as they move along the giant layout. It's called a Fred. Drivers must follow orders and signals from the station masters, and everything all runs precisely like the real thing. Until it doesn't.
We are to take up cars for Bad Orb, Meyerrode and Motal.
Okay.
No, it's actually, this is not described quite as it should be.
Sorry. Go on. Go on, Jens. Please go. Yes.
After a busy morning running session, everything stopped for a hearty lunch and time for a bit of a chat to find out just why Fremo is so popular.
Very nice people, very realistic layouts and much variety. At home I have a layout in the cellar and it's very small in comparison with the layout we have here. You never can run such trains. The stations are much shorter and not so realistic as it's here. And in the Fremo layouts, all these modules belong to you, and your things belong to all. And it's a very nice community, and you can let the trains run in a very realistic way. You never can do it alone.
Lunch over, and it was time for yours truly to have a go. And luckily for me, I'd had a bit of a trial run at a local Fremo meeting in Crawley. Yes, you don't have to travel all the way to Germany to try out Fremo for yourself. Check out your nearest Fremo meeting by following the link below this video. Despite my trial run, nothing could really prepare me for what was to come. Run a few trains, I thought, how hard could it be? Turns out quite hard.
The tricky bit, getting it in.
Yeah, when it's done well, they have like cut off on a little cut off on the side. So that should make it easier.
Slightly easier. Yeah, and slightly easier. So the first one, is it this one? 3675.
Yeah, got that.
8674 and 7270.
Okay, so that's the right cards, but the order is not quite correct.
While members bring their own rolling stock, it's more than likely that you'll be assigned to run someone else's loco. Somewhere between carefully shunting my loco and picking up wagons in a certain order, things got a little, shall we say, mixed up. And by the time we reached our destination, it had all descended into chaos.
0203.
Yes.
then 0087,
Yes, and put them in front.
like that, yeah.
And then they will.
Then 2131,
Yes.
8034,
Yes.
8025,
Yes.
now 5300 or
No.
3275.
3275.
Okay, and then 5300. So 5300 is the front one. Wrong wagon.
Well, not bad for a beginner. Now, if that's got you thinking that you too would like to take part in a Fremo meet, how do you go about it? Well, first visit the Fremo website to become a member. At the time of filming, annual membership was €45. Then it's simply a case of finding a meetup near you. Or how about organising your own? Get a group together, decide on your gauge, choose a date and find a venue. And then, here's the really good news, annual memberships are put towards the cost of hosting meetings. So send your details to Fremo using their online form and they'll cover the cost of the venue, within reason.
If you have a hall with 100 people joining the meeting, let's say 1,000 square meters, maybe €1,500, including electrical cost for, what is this, water, electricity, heating, let's say about €1,500. Annual meeting, we have about 40,000 euros for Magdeburg. This was 7,000 square meters hall, and so we will pay more if there are more people, more interest. If you have an international meeting, maybe the cost may rise.
I have to admit, running trains all day is a whole lot of fun. But don't just take it from me, listen to these happy Fremo members.
You see a lot of people and you have friends and you have to talk and you can speak together and all. It's wonderful.
Normally great layouts with many interesting modules and busy train lines. It's quite fun.
In Fremo, I got the opportunity to play with new modules on every meeting. There were very nice people to drive with them. There is a really excellent modeling, and so I had on every meeting a lot of fun.
So whereabouts in Germany are you from?
Crawley.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So what is it you love about Fremo?
I think it's a camaraderie of everybody getting together. It's a big friendly group. You can play with enormous train sets, which you would never be able to do normally because you're basically putting people's modules together from all over the country.
And everyone plays nicely. They all share their toys, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You can play with other people's trains, drive them as you would on a real railway to the actual signals and timetables. It's fascinating. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm hoping it catches on in England.
Time to stop for the evening, and it's time for pizza. A Fremo meetup is as much about the social side as it is about playing trains. And then it was time for Grumpy and I to make a move.
Well, these guys are going to be here for another couple of days. But as for me, well, I've got a flight to catch. No, I'm not flying Grumpy Airlines this time. Grumpy's going to go and collect his plane from that tin pot with wings. And
It's a Cessna.
whatever. But I'm going to fly commercial. So that's it from Fremo.
It's Fremo.
Fremo?
Yeah.
But I've been saying Fremo. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, whatever.
But how do you know it's Fremo?
Because I speak German, don't I?
You speak German?
Da?
Isn't that Russian?
Oui?
See you next time.
If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of all my future videos. I'm Dawn Quest and this is Model Railway Quest.